Hello, broadcasters. Welcome to episode number 107 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. My name's Geige, and I'm here with Dan, of course. Dan, how are you doing?
Doing good. Nice hoodie. Just noticed we're matching.
Oh, yeah, I didn't notice that either. Yes, very, very nice hoodie indeed. For anyone new here, Dan and I are the founders of StreamYard, and we do this town hall every single Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific, and we do it for a few reasons. One is to stay in tune with you guys, go through the same experience that you guys do when you do your own shows. Two is to answer any of your questions. So if there's anything you'd like us to address during this town hall, just let us know in the comments, and we'll do our best to get to all of them. And then we always make sure we mention our three pillars, which are ease of use, stability, and professional streams. So if you're about those three things, StreamYard is the tool for you. Let's see who we have hanging out in the chat tonight. Already seeing some of the hashtag the yards. Thanks for tuning in, Jazzy. Yeah, at the end, we're doing them every town hall now. So at the end, we'll be giving something away. Hey, Martin, thanks for tuning in. Nancy says, shout out to the yard pillow in the kitchen.
Yeah, I'm in a different place today, visiting someone.
Quasi, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, watching from the Arab Emirates. Very cool. Before I forget, I should announce our weekly shows. StreamYard Connect will be returning in February, but we have Spotlight Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern with Dana and Kelsey, which is a show featuring you guys, people using StreamYard and how they're having success with their live stream. So be sure to check that out. We have Tech Talks Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Eastern with Daniel. Live stream reviews Saturdays at noon with Christian, and then also Coffee with the Ducks 1:30 p.m. Eastern, which is a show where StreamYard employees go live and you can ask them questions, which is lots of fun. And then we have lots of great partners and creators creating content on our channels as well. So be sure to check that out. Another quick announcement I wanted to make is, I don't know that we formally ever announced it, but the producer program is now fully live. And for anyone that doesn't know what that is, we have a group of StreamYard producers that are featured on our website that if you're looking to maybe produce a more advanced event where there's a lot going on and you need someone to help schedule it and organize and deal with all the details, we have lots of talented folks who are skilled in that area. So yeah, if any of you watching have actually worked with anyone in the program or you're in the program yourself, let us know. We'd be curious what your thoughts are. We also wanted to ask, we've been seeing it coming up more and more in the group, so I was curious to ask the people who attend these live streams what you think of the idea of individual video recordings. So right now, when you finish a StreamYard broadcast, you're obviously able to download the mixed video, the video with all the participants. But we were curious how many of you would actually be interested in the individual recordings. So say Dan and I completed this town hall, the ability for me to see, download just my video track and just download Dan's video track and be able to do use those however I wanted to. Is that something you guys would use? And if you would be interested in that, we'd be curious, like, what types of use cases you would use that for. I guess an obvious one would be, maybe making snippets and repurposing the content. But I'd be curious if there's anything, that I'm not thinking of that is an interesting use case.
Yeah.
Clint says, question team, can I show my computer screen as well as ourselves when live streaming? Yeah, absolutely, Clint. We have a screen share or share screen button, which allows you can share a tab or the whole window. So yeah, absolutely, you can do that. And we have some other features around sharing videos that's also coming soon. Son of a Pizza Man says yes to individual recordings. Do let us know, Pizza Man. I'd be curious how you would use them.
Yeah, and also the difference between like audio and video. Like, do you just need audio? Do you need video? One or the other. Usually we hear audio more, but definitely a use case for both.
Kirk Nugent says would love to get into the producer program. Reach out to Dana or Marissa, Kirk. Dana can help you get in contact with Marissa if she's not watching live right now, and they can walk you through what is required there. Hey, Andy, nice to see you here. I haven't seen you in a bit. Let's see if we have any comments on the audio recordings. Tristan says, individual videos would be great for repurposing, and also, if only interested in own IP and content. Easier if you got full resolution of own video. Good to know. George says, individual recording sounds awesome. Good way to challenge my creativity. Brian says, Julie has been a phenomenal addition to the SY team. Yeah, Julie, social media manager. She is fantastic. Absolutely. Bonnie says, any thoughts of hosting videos since censorship has become such a big issue? So, I mean, as of right now, Bonnie, we're very much just, a tool for outputting to the social platforms. Don't have any additional thoughts.
Yeah, it is unfortunate though. Like it's such a trade-off, right? Of like, it's really unfortunate when your stuff gets banned because you play a song or something by accident, or even there's like a song playing in the background, or you accidentally play a video clip of something that is copyright. But also at the same time, like any platform that really starts to pick up scale will eventually get to that point.
Moon Girl says, love the program. Very useful when I screen share my astrology videos. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Renee says, separate audio tracks are great for editing, especially if people are talking over each other by mistake. Absolutely. I'd be curious, Renee, what you think of specifically the video as well. So the audio tracks, absolutely. We've gotten tons of feedback that's useful, especially for podcasting folks. But curious if you would also be interested in the individual video tracks, individual video ISOs, I guess you could call them.
Yeah. Yeah, so this would be like Geige and I's video files, but like just me or just Geige, and like totally separate from, like, you still get the mixed recording as well, like you do now, but also separate tracks for each.
Andy says he would use the snippets for guest highlights. Very cool. Abharai says, thanks. It's my first day trying to test it and looking to my first broadcast on Saturday, doing a cooking video with a few people from the four corners of the world. Very cool. Thanks for sharing. Clarine says, yes, individual video recordings would be great. I'm thinking it would come in handy when I have multiple guests on my shows. Good to know. I'd be curious, Clarine, like what you'd actually do with them afterwards as well. Like maybe the individual guests were interested in the downloadings of just their. Actually, that's I could see that being a use case that I hadn't thought of, as maybe the guest wants to use that for their own content in the future. But yeah, let me know.
And then sometimes what people will do is like you can just full screen the individual person when they're talking, or at least make them bigger, and then like maybe they can use that as is anyways without having separate tracks. So that's kind of an option now. Like if a guest basically says to you, hey, I really want to have, the section where I'm going to be talking, I'd love to be able to use that for my own thing later. You could just full screen them when they're talking and then cut that chunk out of the video. And now you've got this like promo video or whatever they want to use it for. So you can kind of do it as is, but yeah, it would be pretty cool if without having to do that, you could just get their track.
Reed says individual video ISOs would be great for promotion too. Yeah, that's a good point. If you're just doing like a record only broadcast, maybe before your show, to get a few snippets to promote it for the future. Absolutely. Scott says, by the way, congrats on the sale. Are you guys still going to be managing what's going on? Yeah, absolutely. Dan and I are still fully committed to running StreamYard, and very excited to now be also part of the Hopin team. But yeah, it should be just more of the same, but even better. So very excited about that.
And for anyone that wants to get like even more detail, I think it was 2 episodes ago where we really went into detail on everything.
Yeah, we did lots of Q&A on that. So if you're interested, there is that. Yeah. Sounds like everyone's a fan of the individual audio tracks. So
video track.
Video tracks. Tangerine says, thank you so much for making the update to the Green Room is Full message. So helpful for my talent show and dating show. Awesome. Super happy to hear that, Tangerine. We were excited to be able to let you know that we added that. All right. The next subject I wanted to chat about really quickly was there was a brief issue with the latest version of Chrome. Luckily, it was resolved pretty quickly. It only affected people on certain types of Macs. Luckily, we were able to get a fix out there quickly, but thanks to the users that reported that to us quickly, and so we were able to resolve it.
Yeah, there's only some devices, but yeah, a few Macs were affected, and yeah, that should be fixed now. And Chrome's also working on fixing it, but we already have our own workaround. We actually asked this last week, but I am very curious about it. So in case maybe people weren't watching last week and they're attending this week, I'm curious how many of you use community tools. So things like
Discord or Facebook groups, or maybe like more private tools, like something like Mighty Networks. I'm curious, like what tools you use, and if you find them useful, and how you use them. Do let us know. We're curious to learn more about that area and see like if we can integrate with any of those things, and if there's anything to be learned there. So do let us know.
Cool.
Marissa says, nice hoodies. Just got my second one. They are in heavy rotation. Awesome. Yeah, I'm a big fan of them. They're nice and soft.
Yeah, super comfortable.
Caesar says, is this a downloadable app? It's not a downloadable app, Caesar. It's just you just access it right in the browser. Clarine says, yes, I could see myself using the video clips to the guest as an extra bonus for them being on my show, for them to use marketing wise, and possibly use them for my marketing purposes. Awesome. Yeah, it sounds like pretty unanimous. Lots of people using it for promotions and repurposing. Moon Girl, I've been just clicking one. I'm glad I came to the yard, knew I was missing something. I might be intuitive, but tech savvy. Thanks for making it easy. Yes, absolutely. Jeremy says, it would be great to be able to queue video clips so they play automatically. Yeah, that is it's a good point, Jeremy. And it's something we're trying to continue to improve and explore, is how to make things even easier. So yeah, if anyone else has any thoughts on that subject, do let us know. We're always curious, like what your pain points are and how we can really make the process as easy as possible. But yeah, we have our designers and engineers actively thinking through different workflows and how we can make things even more, even less steps. And that's definitely one of the possibilities. Is there a way for us to really, before the stream, plan out every single video you want to play or every single image you want to share? It's something we're thinking through, Jeremy. Paul says, will it be video tracks only separate, or will we have separate audio as well? So we are adding separate audio tracks is coming, Paul. The question was specifically video. If video would be a useful addition to people as well, or if it's primarily just audio people we're interested in. Joe Dog says, I schedule sometimes up to 12 shows a week. I'd love to be able to move the next program in the schedule where it would be top of the list, maybe drag and drop or a most recent menu choice. So I assume you mean like the StreamYard dashboard, Joe. Yeah, we should. It's long overdue. We should have some way for people to sort, maybe by date or something like that. So hopefully we can make that easier in the future.
Agreed.
Jamie said, I did my TEDx talk today, talked about my big idea that everyone should do a web show. It'll air on February 13th. Awesome, Jamie. Congrats on that.
Sweet.
Marina says, would love a way to roll videos or assets without the share tab function. Any chance of a feature like that? So Marina, you do have there is the video clips feature. So you can upload videos and just click to play them. Like that's how we did the intro for the show today. Same with images. You can upload them as overlays. They are, full screen images. You can, make parts of it transparent. We are working on easier ways to share both of those, but for right now, you do have some options there in case you weren't familiar with that.
Yeah, and those are just both in the brand tab on the right side of the page.
Tristan says, question with individual videos, would they both be in full resolution? So they'd be
sure.
Go ahead, Dan.
So not sure. It's more just right now, just figuring out who would need them, and then from there we could figure that out, I guess.
Yeah, but likely they'd be individual video files. So the format would be, the typical resolution. The quality of it would still depend on the person's the internet connection and whatnot. But let's see here. Dana, how do you keep up commenting on FB and YouTube? I can't keep up. Yes, there's definitely lots of comments. Paul says, taking the multi-track, it would be so easy to repurpose, especially for Instagram stories. Cool, stories is a new one. Good to know. Tyler sounds like prefers hotkey support and Stream Deck to support over individual video recordings. Noted. Thanks for the feedback, Tyler. Still useful to know though if you're a fan of individual video recordings. We know that Stream Deck support is very important to folks, and it is in our notes. We're aware of it.
Yeah, and we're also working on a lot of things in parallel as well, right? So we can work on tons of things at once, which is really exciting.
Brian says regarding individual recordings, yes, can use them afterwards for sizzle reels. I have a team of apprentices that create these. Cool. I honestly am not sure what a sizzle reel is. Maybe it's a promotional type thing, but it sounds cool.
Yeah.
Cooper says, would that be anyone in the studio or just while in the broadcast? Like constant video, even if while live or recording, I switch between the shots. So like Dan said, Cooper, it's we're mostly just trying to learn right now, so we're not sure exactly how it would work. I imagine it would likely just be the time that they're live in the broadcast. So everything that Dan and I are doing right now that is actually being broadcast out, that content would be in the tracks. But that's just a guess. We're just trying to learn what people would actually want. So if you would think if it would be more ideal for it to work a different way or even a completely different way, do let us know because we're just trying to learn from you guys. Yep. Living with Miss said the clean video recording would help if you want to use different backgrounds.
Interesting.
Michael says, how about pinned and co-host ability? I've never said that before, have I? Yes, those are both on our list, Michael. And I actually had a topic for that tonight that I wanted to ask you guys about. Here, co-hosting versus team accounts. So yeah, thanks, Michael. So what we wanted to ask about is co-hosting has come up all the time. So lots of people want the ability for, how Dan and I are in the studio right now, the ability for Dan to also, show the comments and the banners. And that is in our plans. The workaround right now is to have this person, if you trust them, log into the same account, and then you will both have all the host controls. So we know that's a popular feature, but we were curious, beyond co-hosting, if there's any interest in more feature-filled team accounts where maybe you have multiple shows and you're working with other people and you want those people to have the permission to maybe create a broadcast on your behalf or create your banners before the show or connect destinations. Basically, just more features around working with multiple people on your shows. So yeah, curious if it's just co-hosting, if you just want something which is coming, which is in our plans, but beyond co-hosting, if it's just co-hosting you're interested in, or if it would actually be valuable to have things like, I want someone who can create posts, but they can't actually end the broadcast. So having like permission granularity and that type of stuff. Curious how many people here would use it, and how many people here are actively working with the team as well. Like, do you just do the show yourself, or do you have multiple people on your account that you're working with? Trying to learn more about that. So do let us know. Brandon says, have you thought about allowing video backgrounds rather than a static color / image? We have thought about it, Brandon, and at some point we might do it. Right now it's just static images. Part of that is unlike most features on StreamYard, StreamYard takes care of for you in the sense that the processing and stuff happens on StreamYard's infrastructure, whereas video backgrounds, your own computer has to do it. So it can be a bit more processing intensive to have actual videos rather than a static image. So that was part of it. But in the future, we might be able to improve that as well. So who knows? Hector says sold on team accounts. Good to know. Let us know, Hector, if you're currently working on a team on your shows. I'd be curious. Sounds like there's quite a few fans of that. Jeremy, team accounts for the win. Hey, Melanie, thanks for watching. Matt says team accounts is a good idea. We would use that for our team. Good to know. Paul says in helping others, a team account would be cool. Noted. Crazy Ant Vlog says reading your about page. Great that you're making it useful for the non-techie types. Absolutely, it's definitely something that we find rewarding. So thanks for that, Crazy Ant.
Yeah, that's ultimately what we're all about, right? It's like how do we make live streaming, which is extremely useful and great for growing your brand, how do we actually make that accessible to everyone, regardless of what your tech level is? Because there's always been live streaming products where they're tailored on the very, very techie side of things, and they work great and have tons of features. But yeah, if you don't have days to figure out how they work, they're tough to use, right? Just because they are so advanced. So yeah, that's always been kind of our core ethos, is making live streaming accessible for everyone.
Clarine says, just doing the show myself currently, but I could see the need to have a virtual assistant support me as my show grows. So having the co-host feature would be beneficial. Absolutely good to know. Andrew's saying team accounts would be epic. Awesome. Eduardo also, lots of people are saying they're fans of the team accounts. Good to know. Curious, Eduardo, like how many people are on your team? Like how many people would you actually have working on a particular show? I'm definitely curious.
Yeah, very interesting. And then also, how many of you would just want somebody in the studio versus kind of like what Geige was saying, like outside of the studio that's able to create broadcasts? Like maybe, say if I had access to Geige's account, we could both create broadcasts on Geige's account versus like just when like he sets up the show, does everything, but I can also show comments on screen, that kind of thing. Which side? Like, is it more you need a co-host in the show, or is it you actually want like other admins on your StreamYard account that can do everything?
Chip says, if I'm recording a video and mess up, it's painful to have to set it up again. Would be nice to have the record button stay to do another take. Yeah, I've definitely run into that myself, Chip, when you're doing the record only broadcast for a video, having to restart over and over again can be a pain. Usually I just do it as one long take, but I definitely understand, not wanting to have a giant video of redoing over and over again. And that is something, like Dan said, there are many things happening in parallel. That's another thing that's actively being worked on is how can we make it so recording is as easy as the live streaming component and as intuitive as well. So that is likely something that will be addressed in some form.
Yeah, and it might not necessarily look just like that, but just trying to make all types of things like that better is always high on our list.
Lloyd, wow. So, team accounts, 29 shows up and running Mondays through Saturdays. We have 6 people working for each episode. Hashtag TNC now. That's incredible, Lloyd. Thanks for sharing. That's a lot of shows. That's very cool. That's a lot going on. Bill says, I work with a team of 4 each week on our church broadcast. Awesome.
Cool.
Jeremy, working with the team on multiple shows, permissions to assign associate versus executive producers would be huge. Awesome. Yeah, that's useful feedback, Jeremy. Great to know that you would actually use the permissions. Aaron says, mostly if I freelance with companies, I need a producer on their side to manage social, or rather allow the host to pull in comments while I switch cameras and play videos. So it sounds like mostly just the co-hosting feature there. Aaron, cool. Thanks for that. Before I forget, Dan, should we go ahead and do our giveaway?
You bet we should.
Thanks for all the feedback on team accounts, guys. It's definitely useful. Patrick's saying team accounts would be great down the line. I'm a mix of solo and group shows, so extra team access would be great. Excited for the co-host option.
Cool. You want to explain the rules?
Yes, for anyone new here, we do these giveaways every week. So if you just type in hashtag, I guess I should show what we're giving away. We'll give away a pillow and a mug. So if you just type in hashtag the yard, which it seems like many of you are already familiar with, you'll be eligible to win. It doesn't matter how many times you type it, only once. So save your fingers or your wrists. And, but yeah, hashtag the yard. I'll put it up on screen so you know what it looks like. If you just type that, you'll be eligible for the draw.
Sweet.
I'll give people a few seconds here. Let's see if there's anyone. Jamie says 29 shows. I have a long way to go still. Yes, I do as well. Terry says, I want to have my guests visible but not be seen myself, but want my audio to be heard. Can I do that? Yes, that was a big request for a long time, Terry, and we actually added a feature specifically for that. I don't actually remember exactly where it is, Dan. It's just in the...
So it's in the settings modal. So you can open it up and just get the name of it. So settings modal just in the main general section. It's called audio avatars.
So yes, Terry, if you just click the cog wheel anywhere, it's in multiple places inside the studio, but one is at the bottom, and then click general. You'll see something called audio avatars, and it's specifically for that. So you can just have your audio without showing your camera. Yeah,
so basically how it works, like you've probably seen what happens when you turn your camera off and you just have that little avatar and kind of it's syncing to your voice. That's our default. If you go into the settings and you turn off audio avatars, what happens is you'll be hidden instead of having that avatar on screens. And actually anyone with their camera off will be hidden. So if you have your camera off, you'll be hidden. But if your guest has their camera on, they'll be visible. So they'll be full screen. You'll be hidden, but your audio is still in the broadcast. Hope that works for you.
Cool.
Sweet. We got a ton of comments.
All right, let's do the draw.
Ready to go? All right, so pillow and mug.
Pillow and mug, yep.
Let's do it.
Patrick, congrats! Thanks so much for watching tonight. Dana will reach out to you to get your details and send you a StreamYard pillow and mug. Thanks so much. We hope you enjoy them.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go through these comments. There's tons of useful feedback and use cases for the team accounts. Definitely appreciate that.
Sweet.
Michael saying security of my Facebook or YouTube channel, so you need final say before someone uses the account. Noted. Marissa says team accounts, setup, write the content for broadcast, schedule, thumbnail, assign accounts for broadcast, assets, etc., but not the ability to go live. Good to know.
Interesting.
Before I forget, there was a couple other things I wanted to announce. One was we announced this last week, but in case you weren't here, you can actually have 12 people backstage now on the professional plan. To be clear, that's not on screen. That's just the tiles at the bottom, which was important for some of the people doing virtual events.
Yep.
And then also the right for StreamYard. So we have our blog is being relaunched relatively soon. So if I know lots of you guys are awesome content creators and you obviously have a lot of knowledge since you're broadcasters yourselves, it would be great if you're interested to have content from you featured on that blog. So if you just go to StreamYard.com/contact, you should find a link there for you guys to submit that. We'd appreciate that.
Yep. Yeah, just right at the bottom of the contact page, it says, do you want to write for us? So I think just a Google form it sends you to.
Yeah, I think it's just a form. Joey says, are you guys going to be becoming like Zoom soon where you can have lots of people on, etc.? So our focus, Joey, will always be on production itself. So I think Zoom is a great meeting product, and we always want to be focused on it's different priorities, right? So we always want to prioritize production and the ability to create a great live stream. So I don't think we'll ever have a focus on like let's have 200 people on at once or something like that. We definitely might add more features. Like we're interested in adding anything that is important to the live streaming experience. So if there's anything that engagement-wise requires, maybe more people backstage or interesting features there, we're certainly open to lots of different stuff. So I'd never say never on lots of those things, but I would say the focus will always be on live streaming over meetings.
Yes.
Please stay focused on production from Matt. Thanks, Matt.
No worries there.
Maybe time for one last question. Let's see if I can find a good final one. Lots of comments on the giveaway tool. We have not. We know it's very popular, and at some point we'll do our best to come up with something for you guys. But that always comes up. So we don't have anything yet, but we are aware it's very popular. We'll try to come up with something at some point. Joey says, when you say backstage, what is that exactly? When I say backstage, Joey, I just mean the tile. So if you're inside the StreamYard studio, anyone that's, in the studio but not on screen is what I mean by backstage.
Yeah, basically anyone at the bottom, like what tiles, Geige is referring to like the people at the bottom of the screen when you're the host. 12 people there, but only 10 can actually be added at a time.
This is a good one to end it on.
So great like swap people in and out. If you've got, maybe more than 10 throughout the show coming in and out, it just gives you a bit more freedom there.
Yes, absolutely. This is a good one to end it on. And Eduardo says plans for Brazil. So we actually are working on supporting many more languages, Eduardo. So it's a work in progress. So I think some are already available at certain pages, Dan, or has nothing been released yet?
You mean like translations in general?
Yeah.
Not really throughout the app yet, but it's coming very soon.
So coming very soon, Eduardo. I think our support docs, I'm pretty sure our support docs have Spanish. We've recently added Spanish, but more and more languages coming soon. Portuguese is definitely high priority. Have lots of users in Brazil, so definitely want to support all of you. It's being worked on right now. It's a high priority for us to translate the app in as many languages as we possibly can. So absolutely. This was episode 107 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. It makes it so much fun having you guys comment and engage with us during the stream. So we certainly appreciate that.
Awesome. See you next week, everyone.